Hey, before we start this video, I just want to reach out to everyone in the community that was leaving comments, DMs, everything in between, trying to get me to address all of these issues. I am making this video now, and I just want to tell you that I am not ignoring all of the comments. It's just that there are so many of them. I did have this video planned already, but there were a lot of other things that I had to do in between, especially with the Division resurgence and all of that. But nevertheless, here we are with this video highlighting all the things broken currently in the Division 2 that need to be fixed as soon as possible. Now, these things are the new weapon talent is bugged. That needs to be addressed. Conflict PvP is completely broken and unplayable. That needs to be addressed. And also Descent and how they messed it up in the community is at, I mean, I don't know. It seems that the community is split in two. Half of them are really upset the way they changed Descent, and the other half is just happy it even exists, which, you know, I see both sides. So we'll talk about that all and more in this video, but the only thing I want to stress, and I'll put it in the title, is please spread the word and get this fixed as soon as possible because this is breaking the game, okay? Now, let's get started, shall we? What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But in today's video, we are going to talk about how Thunderstrike is broken, how Conflict, the entire Conflict game mode is broken, and also how Descent changes have the community in a uproar. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump into the first one because it's easy to show and debunk. The other two we'll talk about more at length, but this one right here is pretty simple. So the brand new weapon talent Thunderstrike is actually bugged, but it's a visual bug. Now, I've had a lot of people reach out to me about this, and I tried it myself, and let me show you what I found out, okay? So let's put it on invulnerable, and 5 meters is perfect. So if you see right underneath my ammo, I have two indicators. I have one that is vigilance and one that is perfect Thunderstrike. Now if I switch, that Thunderstrike talent went away. If I switch back, the Thunderstrike talent is back. Now that indicator is supposed to tell you that you have that buff enabled. However, it is not enabled. So let me explain. So in this simple test, I have two MP5 STs. One is a normal MP5 ST, and the other one is its named variant, the Cabaret. Now the Cabaret has a baseline core attribute for SMG at 11.8%. The MP5 ST, 13.5%. The Cabaret has a crit chance of 20.5%, with the MP5 at max of 21%. The Cabaret has magazine size, and the MP5 ST has headshot damage. So for this test, we're going to be shooting the body only. Now for the talent, I put steady-handed on here, just so you know there is no extra damage, anything. Okay, so with the headshot damage, I'm only going to shoot the body, and you can see that the base total damage for the MP5 ST is at 120.8k. For the Cabaret, it's lower. It's at 119.9k. Now, from the indicator, right, we should be getting perfect Thunderstrike, which would help us deal 40% more extra damage to shocked enemies. Okay? However, it shows that it's active without us doing anything. So let's shoot. Now it's showing we're at 584, right? 584. If I switch, I'm I'm at 589. Now this is the MP5 ST. Now, the simple explanation on this is either it is a visual bug that is telling you you have that active without it actually being active, or because of the way the talent is written, okay, it says you will deal damage extra to shocked enemies. So maybe this talent is always enabled and you only see the damage when those enemies are shocked. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is bugged is because if we switch to something, I don't know, what would be another one? Here we go, Sadist, for example, okay? So if we put on Sadist, in theory, it would show that Sadist is always enabled because technically you're dealing weapon damage to bleeding enemies, so it should always be active because you would always be doing that extra damage to bleeding enemies. However, it does miss that second blurb. After killing enemies, it applies a bleed. So on the Cabaret, it does not say that at all. On the Cabaret, it only says deals damage to shocked enemies. It does not say that, you know, after 3 kills or after 4 kills, it shocks the enemy. So maybe that's why it says it's enabled this entire time. Because going right here, we have Sadist, but it does not show it enabled. Switch back over, it does show Thunderstrike enabled. Either way, maybe the talent is bugged, maybe the visual indicator is bugged, but it's safe to say that it is not working like other talents, or maybe the other talents are not working as they should, like the Thunderstrike. But regardless, that's debunked in my opinion, because I guess the theory was that it was always enabled, so you would get that extra damage, but it's not. It's only enabled if the target is shocked. So it might say that it's on, but you're not going to see any results unless that enemy is indeed shocked. So, moving on from that, let's talk about conflict. Because holy crap, is conflict broken. Please, please fix conflict. Please fix conflict.
Oh, shit.
So check this out. I'm trying to take cover on a truck. I can't. Trying to take cover over here. I can't. I can't jump on top of it. I go over here to the truck. Can't jump on top of it. I can't take cover. Nothing. Right? Oh, it gets better. Oh, just wait. Just wait. It gets better. So if I go back over here, let's just play all these in order, because this is ridiculous. I'm only playing one game of conflict, and this was the one game of conflict, because this is just stupid. All right, so here's the next one. I can't jump on top of the ledge. I can't take cover. And people are saying this is universal on all platforms. This is ridiculous. Oh, just about died there. Oof. Now right here, you can see I cannot use my skill. I cannot use my skill at all. I can use my pulse, but anything physical, it will not use. So conflict will not let you use these skills. So you can't take cover. You can't use the ladder. You can't jump on top of things. Look at this. I can't jump on top of the ladder. There's no indicators to take cover on anything. I come over here. I can't jump over there at all. Nothing is interactable. Nothing is interactable in conflict at all. Conflict is not playable. You cannot use any physical skills. You cannot interact with any cover or objects at all. The only thing you can do in conflict is run and gun with your weapon. That's it. You can't even jump over things, so you can only run in those, specified walk areas. I mean, conflict's done. And shout out to everyone that was reaching out to me saying, please let everyone know about conflict, spread the word about conflict, showcase conflict, because holy crap, is this in the worst condition I have seen. Now, I remember before where they messed with conflict a little bit and it started deleting characters, and then they compensated us. But what is this shit? What is this? This is ridiculous. The game mode is not playable. So you add kill XP to the game mode and you completely butcher the entire game mode on all platforms. This is unacceptable and this needs to be fixed immediately. I play Conflict every day on all 3 platforms and I can't even play at all. Like this is ridiculous. Just get me out of here, okay? Now let's talk about Descent. Let's talk about Descent. All right? So between PTS Phase 1 and Phase 2, they buffed everything, right? They buffed all the enemies, they buffed all the rooms, all of that. They buffed it. However, they did not change really any of the talents that, hastily. Like, they changed maybe 1 or 2 talents by like 5%. All right? Now, in PTS Phase 1, I was able to get to, loop 71, 72, and there was a person named Astro who got up to loop 100. And it was like this huge fun thing. Everyone got involved. Everyone got hyped. It was a lot of fun. You had this power fantasy thing. It was like an endless, resistance style thing, but it was its own roguelike thing, like survival. It was just its own unique thing that gave you this power fantasy in the Division franchise that is unique to anything in the game. Okay? Well, between Phase 1, where we all did those, big world record runs and whatever, granted, it took us forever. Me doing 71 loops in PTS Phase 1 took around 16 and a half hours of straight gameplay. The average person will never do that. Not only that, but the person that reached loop 100 had to play for 18 and a half hours. So you're telling me that the developers did not like that? So they buffed the enemies. So when I went to loop 71 with ease, the next phase in Phase 2, I was barely able to get like to loop 50. All right? It was harder. It wasn't impossible, but it was harder. It took me a lot longer to get there too. So overall, it worked in their favor. The enemies were, tankier. They hit harder. And it took me longer to do these loops. However, between PTS Phase 2 and the launch of Descent, they not only buffed all of the enemies again, buffed their health, armor, and damage, but then they nerfed 90% of all the talents that were used in the PTS. They nerfed Preservation, Concussion, Obliterate, Bloodsucker, Adrenaline Rush, Clutch. The list goes on, people. The list goes on. It was all of the talents that were used during those world record runs in the PTS. So then you had Morton Ryberg on the latest special report saying that they nerfed him again as he's chuckling and says he doubts anyone will ever get to loop 100 ever again and that it should be impossible now due to the way that they did the scaling. So he wants it to be impossible to do those fun marathon runs. He wants it to be impossible to have this power fantasy. He wants it to be impossible to have all that fun. Holy shit. Is this a trend with Morton fucking Ryberg? First it was floor 10. No. First it was floor 10. That was right after he joined. Floor 10 got nerfed, shadow nerfed, and then they had to apologize. Not only did they have to apologize, they said they were going to revert it back, and they never did. So salute to floor 10, even though you can still, farm it for loot, just not XP. So then we had the General Anderson farm, which would give you a guaranteed exotic if you completed the mission. I'm not even talking about the exploits. I'm just talking about legit just playing the game. If you farmed General Anderson for the exotic at the end, well, they took it out. Boom. Another thing that was found that the community enjoyed, used to their advantage, and then shortly after taken away. Then let's move on to the resource convoy and this whole XP revamp, cluster. No one even asked for that. And then when they go to explain it, they say that overall everything got buffed. So just think of it that way. But what they forgot to mention was one of the numbers was an outlier in their graph, and it was used to buff up their numbers. So it was misinformation. It was used in a way for their advantage, knowing it wasn't, really true. So we got that taken away. So then we get the descent. Everybody is like, yo, the descent. It's separate from anything in the game. And you can just go in there, get some crazy fun builds, and you can play it until your eyes bleed. Who cares? Well, apparently the developers cared. Because they don't want you to be able to do that. For some reason, I don't know why. Why would they not want you to be able to spend 18 hours in Descent and reach Loop 100? Why would they not want you to do that? It makes no sense. There's no logical reason. And if you think there is a logical reason, please let me know in chat. Please let me know in the comments. Please. Because there's no reason for that. You saw that the community was having a blast. And now it's gone. So let's talk about Descent some more, shall we? Not only did they nerf over 90% of the talents that were very popular during the PTS, but they moved some of those talents to the exotic loot pool to water down your chances of getting the exotic talents that you want. Right. Let me explain that. They moved Bloodsucker from a defensive talent to the exotic talent pool. And when you get it, it's just Bloodsucker. You can't upgrade it to, stage 10 like you can do Preservation or Adrenaline Rush. They moved it to the exotic tab just so that you can't get the other exotic talents that you want. That blows my fucking mind. Not only that, but guess what else they did to the exotic talent pool? They added Glass Cannon. So now Glass Cannon is one of their exotic talents. Nobody used Glass Cannon in the PTS. And in fact, why would it be moved to the exotic loot pool? Unless you're trying to water down the loot pool and make it to where we can't all run Bullet Hell with Breathe Free and what was the Chatterbox one? Incessant Chatter. I mean, come on. Come on. Give me a break with this shit. This is a trending topic with this one product director. And ever since he has joined, the amount of content and the quality of content has been piss poor. Every single update and every single patch has had a problem. I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. That's a legit fact. Every single patch and update from the time this dev team started in year 4 has had either more bugs or problems than the previous patch. Every time. It's ridiculous. And for what? I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm playing the Division Resurgence, and I love it. I love it. The fast traveling, the loading are both instant. I can play in full 4K on my monitor, on my TV. And not only that, but the Division Resurgence has controller and mouse and keyboard capabilities. It's a brand new Division game you can play anywhere with anything. Hell, you can even play it with your fingers on your phone. It's ridiculous. And there's attributes in the Division Resurgence for quality of life things that are not in any other Division game. The clan base in Division Resurgence, unlike anything you'll ever see. The open world where you can just run into random people from all over the world, just randomly in your server, and you can join them. Oh, they're taking on a public execution. Let me go help them. It's amazing. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, they're prepping to launch Division Resurgence, and their marketing and everything is spot on. It's amazing. Where's Heartland? Well, last time they told us Heartland's connected to the Division 2 and to ask Morton Ryberg about them. Well, fuck. That sucks. Because since then, we have heard nothing about the Division Heartland except for their public things on Ubisoft Forward. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please share this and spread the word. We need to get more light on the Thunderstrike issue. What's going on with that? Why is it different from Sadist and Ignited and Eyeless and all of those things? Why does it show it's enabled all the time? Also, we need to spread awareness about conflict and how the entire game mode and that entire community is getting hit so hard with a unplayable game mode right now. So we need to fix conflict ASAP. And then Descent. What the hell were they thinking about Descent? I understood buffing the enemies, but then why would you buff them again and then nerf all of the talents? That's ridiculous. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Hit that like, subscribe. You know the deal. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.